Okay, how's it going, HomeCon athletes? Coach Jules here. I'm here to discuss some details regarding the next training cycle for the HomeCon Plus program, which starts on Monday. Okay, now let's outline first more or less the principles, the central themes, or the approach that we're going for in terms of structuring or designing the program. Number one, the first outcome we want is, again, to develop your strength, your absolute strength, in a more balanced approach, meaning we always want to ensure that we're exposing the body to the proper movement patterns and developing those movement patterns. So you're always going to see a squat in there, a hinge-based movement, a push, and a pull. So we like to really dial in those movement patterns and apply a nice progression for those movement patterns. Second would be developing your engine overall, meaning an overall perspective, we want to get you conditioned for various types of conditioning-based exercises, different formats, different durations, different combination of movements. But again, we just want to expose you to a wide variety, so we stay more or less balanced throughout that spectrum of in a conditioning sense. Okay. And lastly, of course, we want to keep you healthy. We want to keep your joints in check. So you'll see a lot of accessory pieces there just to kind of supplement the strength movements and build some mobility and build some flexibility in there. Take our joints into a good active range of motion to improve joint integrity and to avoid injury. Okay. Now let's go over to that first point where we're going to talk about our strength. So we're going to have two main strength movements for this cycle. It's going to be the back squat and the deadlift. So that squatting and that hinging motion, right? So we're going to have three key progressions here, again, depending on what you have access to and depending on your level of an athlete. So we created three options there because, again, we understand that everyone is in a different situation and we want to cater to athletes of all situations here. So no stone stays unturned here, and we're able to kind of progress forward no matter what you have access to. So we have the limited equipment option where you can either go for a load progression or a volume progression, and then we have a full equipment option where we're going to work with precise working percentages there, building up with weight and reducing the volume as we progress. Okay. For the conditioning side, again, you will see a lot of variety here. Variety in the sense that we're going to hit different durations, long, moderate, and short. And of course, different formats, different structures, couplets, triplets, chippers, and all that. But what I want you guys to pay attention to is going to be the intention or the approach or the stimulus that we want to hit for these specific segments. Okay. Another thing that we are going to incorporate for this cycle is Friday being more of like a hybrid approach or a hybrid day. So on Friday, you have the option to choose the traditional or the regular strength and conditioning session, or you can do like a pure strength session if you feel like you need extra strength. So as an athlete, we have different needs. Some people want really to develop the conditioning side of their fitness, or some athletes want a bit more work on the strength. So again, if you need more strength, you can choose that strength-based day, or if you need a bit more conditioning, go for that strength and conditioning-based session. So don't worry, we're gonna lay that out cleanly on your app so that it's easy to kind of navigate there. Our skill-based days will be on Thursday. So when we say skill-based, it's gonna be more of like low-intensity stuff, practicing more complex movements, building some body awareness. So we're gonna play around with some dumbbell cycling, some barbell cycling, some rope work, some gymnastic skills as well. And that's what we're gonna do for Thursday, okay? So those are just a couple of highlights for the next training cycle, guys. And if you wanna understand more of the programming process or what goes behind it, you can take a look at our website or the link to the article where I dive into a bit more details on like what we want to achieve and why I selected certain types or formats, and if you just want to learn more about how we program for the HomeCon Plus. And again, if you have any questions regarding programming, or if you need any assistance on like what path to select here, or if you need some movement tips, feel free to reach out to your coaches and we'd be glad to help you out.